What's up, guys? Back with another YouTube video. This one is Anger is Grief, Why Your Rage After Loss is Normal, and What to Do with It. Your anger is not a character flaw. You're not born angry. It's just lifelong grief building up and it's trying to get out. It's your grief talking. So, this is a video on what to do with that grief. So, the truth about male anger is the bodyguard of sadness. Men reach for it because it feels like power. It makes you feel super powerful when you're angry and you're fucking in a rage. But underneath, it's always grief, it's always sadness. It's just bottled up. So, if you've been snapping at people, punching walls, which I've done a bunch of times, or feeling a rage that you can't explain, it's not who you are. You weren't born that way. It's just a loss looking for its way out. So, why does anger always show up first? Here's the three reasons that men lead with rage. So, number one, it feels like you're in control. Grief makes you feel powerless. Anger gives you the illusion of having power. So, the brain reaches for it first because it's safer than feeling helpless. Number two, it's socially allowed. Men are punished for tears and rewarded for toughness. It's just boys being boys. Anger is the one emotion that gets a pass. So grief disguises itself. And that's just societal norm. Boxing, UFC, all this shit. It's just like, it's so normalized. But tears, fuck that. And number three, it's easier to fuel. Sadness is heavy and slow. Anger is energizing and quick. It gives you something to push against, even when there's nothing to fight. So the anger is not the problem. It's what you do with it that determines whether it destroys you or builds you. You have the fucking choice at the end of the day. So, what does anger grief actually look like? These are the signs that your anger is actually grief and you're not a psychopath. So, you have disproportionate rage. You blow up over little things, traffic, a text, someone chewing too loud. The trigger is tiny, but the reaction is always massive. That is stored grief, not the moment actually triggering you. Next, you have anger at the person that you lost. You're feeling furious at someone who died or left, even knowing it makes no fucking sense at all. Grief anger does not follow logic. It just needs somewhere to go, and the only place is out. Number three is rage at yourself. You're replaying what you should have said or what you should have done. The self blame that just will never go away, it will never switch off. This is grief being turned inward. And it's one of the most destructive forms of grief because you'll never stop kicking yourself. And the last thing is picking fights just to feel something. You're unconsciously creating conflict because the numbness of grief is unbearable. At least this anger proves to you that you're still alive inside, that you still have emotions, but they're just the wrong emotions. So, how can you actually channel all this grief instead of just exploding? This is the anger to action blueprint. So, the first thing you want to do is name it. Before you act on it, say, I'm angry because I'm grieving. That one sentence will change everything. Number two, you want to move your body. Train hard, run, hit a punching bag. Physical movement is going to burn cortisol and give that anger somewhere to actually go. Third, you want to write it out. Journal that rage that you have. Say everything you'd never say out loud. The page can handle it. People can't always. The person that you're picking as your punching bag, they can only take so much. Fourth, find that grief. After the anger cools, ask what's underneath. What are you actually sad about? That is the real work. So once you're figuring that out and you're sitting with it and not just getting angry or numbing it, drinking it away, that's where the real self work is done. And lastly, talk to someone, a coach, a therapist, or someone you trust, a friend. Anger held alone inside stays as anger. Spoken, it begins to become grief, and you can heal from that grief. You can't really heal from that anger. These are the common ways that men mishandle their anger grief. So listen and see if you're doing any of these, and that means that you're mishandling it yourself. Number one is directing it at the wrong people. Your partner or your friends become the target of that grief that has nothing to fucking do with them. And it destroys relationships when you need them the most. When you need someone and you're taking everything out on them, it's just destroying your relationship. And what happens when you actually need that person? They're fucking gone. Two, using it as fuel without releasing it. So training hard on anger feels productive, but if you never actually process the grief underneath and do that internal work, the anger never will leave. Three, drinking it or numbing it to manage. Alcohol turns anger inward. What feels like relief is grief being pushed deeper, and it always comes back 10x. I said this in another video. I think it was a reel actually, that when you drink about it, you are literally just covering it up, but it's going to come back with interest. Number four is believing the anger makes you broken. You're not broken, you're grieving. Anger is one of the most human responses to loss. The goal is to direct it, not eliminate it. And last, waiting for it to go away on its own. Unfelt anger becomes resentment. Unprocessed grief becomes depression. Neither resolves itself. Both require you to take action. So if you want to have anger that destroys, stay where you are. But if you want to have anger that builds, this is the mindset shift that you need to have. So someone who has anger that destroys would say, I'm just an angry person now, versus someone that wants to use that anger to build would say, my anger is telling me something. Someone that has anger that destroys would say, I can't control it. Whereas someone that builds would say, I can direct this energy into something intentional. Someone that has anger that destroys would say, everyone needs to stay the fuck away from me. Versus someone that builds would say, I just need an outlet, not a target. And last, someone that has anger that destroys would say, I should not feel this way. Whereas someone that has anger that builds would say, this rage is grief and grief is love. Because at the end of the day, grief is just showing you that you loved someone or something so much that it is coming out as this grief. So if you want to use your anger to build versus destroy, think about these things and have this type of mindset shift. So if you've watched my past couple videos, you know that there's always challenges at the end of them. So the next 7-day challenge is to start channeling your anger. Days 1 through 2, every time you feel angry, write one word for what is underneath it. Don't analyze it, just name it with one word. Day 3, do your most intense workout of the week. Go all fucking out. Let the anger move through your body and out of it. Day 4, write an anger letter to whoever or whatever you lost. Say everything, hold nothing back, and then burn it or delete it. Day 5, identify one person who's been catching your anger unfairly lately. Acknowledge it to them. One sentence is enough. Day 6, sit quietly for 10 minutes with no phone. When anger comes up, ask, what am I actually sad about right now? Because without your phone, you're not going to have any distractions. You're actually going to be able to sit with it and analyze it. And the last day, write down one way you want to use this anger or this energy to build something, your body, your business, or your relationship. If I could tell you one thing to remember this. Your anger is not the enemy. It is actually a tool if you can use it the right way. You can use it to your advantage. What is the enemy is ignoring it. So do not ignore it. Try to use it. Try to use what I am telling you in order to become a better person. Because rage after loss is love with nowhere to go. So give it some fucking direction. If this helped you, leave a like, leave a comment. If you want to learn more or you want to book a call with me, you can do that with the link below or just shoot me a DM. My DMs are always open. I always fucking answer. Thank you for watching, and we will see you at the next video.